Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Flugie, the Ordinary Movie Guy, here to give movie recommendations to the ordinary moviegoers such as myself. Before we get started, I hope you smash that like button and hit subscribe to my channel. Today, I want to talk about A Knight's Tale. It's a movie that came out in 2001. It has a great cast. It stars Heath Ledger, Mark Addy, Paul Bettany, Alan Tudyk, Shannon Sossamon. Um, Rufus Sewell. He plays the villain of the movie, and I always really liked this movie. Um, so what it's about is Heath Ledger plays William Thatcher. He's this peasant squire to a knight who, at the beginning of the film, gets killed in a jousting tournament. So because him and his two friends, played by Mark Addy, who's Roland, and Alan Tudyk, who's Watt, the two peasants to this knight who dies in the tournament. So they're like, oh, we're starving. We haven't eaten. We need to come up with something because the tournament's still happening. So Heath Ledger decides, you know what? I'm going to put on his armor and I'm going to joust in his stead. Just that way we could get the win the tournament. So he does. They win. They get some money, and then they come up with a plan. Heath Ledger comes up with a plan. He's like, you know what? Why don't we just keep doing this? Let's pretend that I'm a knight and enter these tournaments so that way I can earn money and maybe even stop being a peasant. Um, so they run into Paul Bettany's character, who plays Geoffrey Chaucer, who is a famous medieval writer. And that's who he's kind of playing, and he even says, I'm a writer. And A Knight's Tale is part of his Canterbury Tales. Now, I don't think this movie, I've never read Canterbury Tales, to be honest, so I don't think this movie is actually really that tied into the actual story. I could be wrong. But it's great. It's a comedy, action, medieval knight jousting tournament kind of movie. The jousting scenes are pretty entertaining. I think the humor is fantastic. I'm a fan of Heath Ledger. I think he rest in peace. I think he was a great actor, and honestly, everybody else in this movie, Alan Tudyk is kind of the comic relief. Paul Bettany has these grand speeches because he thinks he's like this magnificent writer, so he has all these big monologues, and like nobody else understands his monologues, which is hilarious. Sometimes they look at him like, what? And then he's like, I need support. And then at Matt Grady would give him support, and everybody would be like, oh yeah, okay, gotcha. It's a funny movie. A little bit of a romance between him and Shannon Sossamon, who plays Jocelyn, the leading actress. I don't think she's a princess, but she definitely is like a noblewoman lady, kind of higher up, kind of nobility class. So he's trying to win her heart while also trying to make a name for himself outside of being just a peasant. It kind of blends in some, modern day music mixed with old style kind of dialogue. The jousting scenes are fun. I think the comedy in it's great. I think anybody could sit down and watch this movie. I love this movie. I've watched it many times. It's PG-13. There's a little bit of cursing. There is nudity. Paul Bettany shows his butt a couple times because Geoffrey Chaucer is a big gambler, so he loses his clothes a couple times. Other than that, it's not really over graphic or anything. I think anybody could just sit down and go, I can have a good laugh. I honestly give this movie a 4-star. I highly recommend it. I think it's funny. It's one of my favorites in a way. I can watch it over and over again, and I think anybody else could sit and watch it and go, you know what, that was pretty entertaining. Kind of silly, but entertaining. So I give it a 4-star. So until next time, get out there, watch some good movies. Take care.